we would like to extend a warm welcome, or in Tamil, Vanakkam, to Ms. Jessica Spear, who is the Director Southeast Region for Cognia. She is dedicated to promoting educational success and improvement for over 25 years. Currently, she is supporting over 4,000 institutions across Florida on their continuous improvement journey to strengthen school quality via Cognia accreditation, certification and improvement solutions. Cognia is an undeniable force for enhancing schools, engaging students and driving better outcomes for all. The eminent Tamil poet Avvaiyar said, "Ilamayil Kal," meaning one should learn everything in a young age. At JTM Palli, we endeavor to provide our students a taste of our heritage and a deep connection to our roots. We start from the age of 5 and go all the way up to their teens. Working with Cognia helps us ensure that we do this in a systematic and consistent manner. Today, we have attempted to show you a glimpse of what we do here at JTM Palli with age-appropriate lessons in Tamil language, art, literature, religion and history. With this, I cordially invite Mrs. Spear to encourage our kids to learn another language outside the regular school and inspire them to do better every day. Please welcome.
Hello in Vanakkam. I would like to say good evening. It's evening now to all the students and the parents, teachers, school leaders, and governing board members. I just want to say what an amazing program that I know how much effort that took to organize that across all of your students, and not only did you all do such a beautiful job, but it was what I gained educationally learning about your culture was amazing. And as I reflected on my speech, there's so much of what I'm going to speak about that you really value and is deeply embedded in your culture. So I wanted to make sure, I apologize for the talking in the front of the group, but Ranjita was translating for me and explaining what everybody was speaking of, so thank you so much. I also want to make sure that we have been back and forth, Kadi Mabun, we've been back and forth talking to organize this and make this happen. So with that being said, I'm going to read from my computer because I couldn't print my document because at my hotel it was broken. So I just have to say I'm truly honored to have been invited as chief guest here for JTM's annual day. I'm so happy to be here to celebrate this wonderful occasion, and I just know I want to congratulate all of you students. I know that you are very, very proud of your accomplishments and honors that you have received today. So the students that are in the room, which I have to compliment all of you because you have been asked to sit for a very long time, and I cannot believe the wonderful job that you all have done. So I applaud you parents for that. So all the students that are in the room, if you could take a moment and turn to your parents or turn to your teachers and thank them. Thank them for the support that got you here. This is not an accomplishment we do on our own. We're in this together. And so each of the students that are out there, and I know the parents, it has been a big commitment, especially for those of you that have an eighth year student. Taking your 8th year student every Saturday is a very big commitment and a very important one. So it takes multiple people to make this happen. So as you conclude your year, and I'm speaking specifically kind of to parents, teachers, you think about your school year that's just finished, right? If you just take a moment and think about one of your really good memories, one of your best memories from your time in school. Think about what about that experience made it memorable? Why is this memory coming to your mind? And is there a positive emotion tied to that memory? Was there an act of kindness that was directed towards you by a friend, a teacher, a mentor, a colleague? My guess is that your best memory from this school year included some laughter and positive feelings. Just sitting here and watching this presentation, I can so plainly see the positive culture that exists within this community. It's really beautiful. So I just want to talk a little bit about kindness. So that's my topic. That's what I offer you today, is just some thoughts on kindness. And as I heard about the couplets, they are definitely embedded throughout that. So it is definitely part of who you are as a culture. It's what you practice. And it's something that's really important in this world. So kindness really has the power to create a positive emotion for the person that's giving the kindness and the person that's receiving the kindness. My mother always reminded me, she said this quote growing up to me, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. It was said over and over in my home. And from that, we learn kindness from watching our parents, right, and from role modeling. So I just share with you a story, a vivid memory that I have from when I was a young child, from the summer of 1983. I was about 10, and during this time, the homes in our neighborhood were still under construction. So there were some homes that were built and people had moved in, and we know the story, right, when you move into a neighborhood that's being constructed. So one morning I remember hearing a knock on the door, and it was so early for somebody to be knocking on our door. So the curious child I am, I followed my mother to the door to see who could be at our door this early in the morning. Well, there were what my 10-year-old perspective saw, two huge men at the door. And one of the men was standing there. He was panicked, he was wild-eyed, and the other man was really hanging on to him very weakly and sweaty. And as I kind of take the scene in, I noticed that both men are covered in blood. And I looked down at the man's arm, and it is so filleted open that I could actually see his bone, which as a 10-year-old child was very shocking. And my first reaction was shock, right? So I look over at my mom, because you know when crazy things happen, we look at our parents, right, to kind of say, should I be freaking out? Are they freaking out? So I look over at my mom, and my mom is calm as could be. She is using a very gentle tone, the kind of tone she would use with me if I was hurt or if I was scared. And she just comforted the man and led him slowly over to, well, those of you that were around in the 80s, remember like when the bright yellow couch was in style and you might have had a room that your kids couldn't go in? Well, that's where she took this man, on this bright yellow couch in the room that we couldn't go in. The bloody, sweaty, hurt man. So that wasn't, she just didn't have a thought. The thought of helping another human being and being kind was her only motive. Watching that as a child, that was just one example of my mom and the things that she chose to do in the ways of kindness, and how much I learned from her as a child. Okay, so I apologize, I've lost this. Okay, so Stephen Siegel of Mayo Clinic, he states that kindness is more than a behavior. Kindness is an art. The art of kindness means harboring a spirit of helpfulness, as well as being generous and considerate of others. And not doing so, you're not expecting anything in return, as we've talked about today. As when the young boy came up and he took the teacher to the hospital, and the teacher offered him money at that point, the child didn't want that, because that's not what it's about, right? Acts of kindness. They're about doing something from your heart because you are spreading love and joy in the world. So think for a moment about the warm and happy feeling that you experience when you practice kindness. So it makes you feel good, right? Well, it turns out that these feelings are actually triggered by the release of our brain hormones. There's a lot of debate about which ones are released, but basically dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. I'm going to refer to this hormone mixture as our happy hormones. So, do you know that happy hormones can even be released? I have this fly that is in love with me today. He really, I don't know, someone's watching out for me, this little fly. So, do you know that if you just watch somebody performing an act of kindness, you actually still get your happy hormone surge? So, not only can happy hormones surge through your body by you doing something kind, but also by watching somebody else do something kind. So, in speaking of gadgets, I always wondered, like, why do I see all these videos about people that they performed a kind act and they videoed it, and I was always like, I don't know. What do you think of that? Was it genuine because they planned to report it, right? Well, turns out, just with us watching those videos, whether the intent was genuine or the intent was not genuine, you're still going to get your surge of happy hormones. So I realized the purpose for those videos, right? So, do you feel happy? Did you feel happy today when this morning, just a second ago, everybody your student turned to you and thanked you as a parent. Your student turned to you and thanked you as a teacher. Just watching is really beneficial. So researchers estimate that about 30 to 60% of kindness is genetically determined, while the rest depends on your life experiences and individual choices. This means that acting with kindness is an intentional choice. You have to be intentional about your quest to spread kindness and make our world a better place. So today, as I watched and learned with you, I saw so many different acts of kindness. Certainly with the students, there was somebody that stumbled up here and was helped up. Everybody pitched in, moved chairs, removed chairs, put chairs up, brought the podium up. So I know that in this room and in this community, that's an important value for you. So, with that being said, we can choose to prioritize the practice of kindness. So I offer you the following 10 simple ways that you can practice kindness every day. So, 1, focusing on others. When you're kind, you're always putting someone else first. You're being considerate. Like, how many of you go to the movie theater and you actually take your trash to the trash can instead of leaving it for the guy that cleans up? Those kinds of things. Thinking of the other person, thinking of someone else first before yourself. Leaving the world a better place than you walked in. Leaving the theater cleaner than when you walked in, maybe. A lot of people leave their trash. Be a positive light in the world. Offer a smile. You never know when a stranger needs your smile and how that will affect them. Practice expressing gratitude, saying thank you. Practice expressions of love. Turn to your parents, tell them you love them. That's so important. Express how you feel. Share that good feeling with someone else. Be there to actively listen to someone and have compassion. You can include these kinds of conversations at your dinner table. Sitting down with your child, you guys all sit down for dinner, you're talking about the day. It can be something that is just talked about. Because what we see our parents talk about and do, we understand is they prioritize and it's important. And that becomes a value that persists throughout your life and is passed on from generation to generation. This one's an important one. And I know a lot of us struggle with this, but be kind to yourself. We have all this self-talk in our head, and we make it positive. You're all special and important people, and you deserve to be treated with kindness even by yourself and your thoughts that run through your head. Lead by example. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. We learn from each other. So, with this I say, we each have the power to make this beautiful world even better by spreading kindness, positivity, understanding, gratitude, love, and compassion. I truly believe that our main purpose as humans is to spread kindness. I thank you you for inviting me to this beautiful celebratory event and for offering me this opportunity to learn more about your beautiful culture. I just wanted to say that in our Cognia review back in 2019, it was noted in our final report that students demonstrated a sense of community that is positive, cohesive, engaged, and purposeful. I applaud JTM Tamil School for your positive culture and your mission to pass down the Tamil culture's values and language to the next generation. Thank you for your time, and I would love to hear your ideas on how we can practice kindness every day. I would love to hear from you. And please, my friends, remember, a smile means kindness in all languages. Thank you.